We're live. Hi, everyone. I'm Reea, and just waiting for everything to sync itself here in technology land. Add graphics to your live video. Okay, this will be interesting. What are they wanting me to add? Okay, there we are. Hi, everyone. Oh, my hair's in my face. I'm going to take my glasses off because they're causing a glare. Friday afternoon. Don't you love Friday afternoons? I love Friday afternoons, even though I'm semi-retired and I work for myself now. Friday afternoons, the energy just feels really great, don't you think? It feels like, oh, we're about to get a rest. The weekend's here. That, of course, is for those of you who don't work on the weekends, but I still think Friday has a great energy. Who agrees with me? Don't forget to say hi and tell me where in the world you're viewing from or you're watching us from. That would be great. And just haven't done a live for a while. So, oh, hi. Okay, I can see over here we've got Karen. Hey, Karen. Hi, Ruth. And just waiting for other people to come on. There's Trudy. Hey, Trudy. Hi. Okay. So tell me where you beautiful ladies are. I think by the looks of things, everybody that's on here at the moment is in Australia. That's great. Bribey Island. I've never been there. Do you know that, Karen? I've never been to Bribey Island, and I hear it's absolutely beautiful. And that's terrible, isn't it? Because I lived on the Gold Coast for 4 years and I still haven't been to Bribey Island. So maybe I should pull my finger out. Hey, Wendy. Wendy's in New South Wales. Trudy's in Townsville. Oh my God. I hope it's nice in Townsville. Ruth's in Brisbane. Fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I thought it would be great opportunity to do some free readings for you. You know, I'm always doing that. Business when you're in the line of work that I'm in. Remember, I'm a counselor and a psychotherapist, and also a channeler, and I do psychic readings. And all of our work slows down at this time of year. People are busy with their families, preparing for Christmas and doing all that other stuff. So it kind of frees up my time to be able to give away some things. And so I'm doing a bit of that at the moment, trying to do the best that I can. It's always a bit of a challenge. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do some free readings maybe. I'm going to pull some cards and we're going to talk about you developing your own psychic intuition. So those of you who know me will know that I channel the Egyptian goddess Mart, the goddess of truth, justice, and harmony. So goddess Mart was actually on the planet thousands of years ago. She comes from the whole Anunnaki. If anyone's heard of the Anunnaki, she comes from the Anunnaki heritage, and she was the daughter of the sun god Ra and the consort, we might call that wife, of Thoth. Now, Thoth, we know, left us the Emerald Tablets and was a being of incredible power and knowledge. And he was Hermes in Greece, and he is the being that is behind the whole Hermetic tradition, alchemy, all of that stuff. So if you're into all of those things, you'll know about Thoth. Very interesting character. So Mart's a part of all of that lineage from Egypt, and very interesting. But I've been channeling her for a number of years now, and she gives me all the information that I need when I'm doing readings and all that sort of stuff. So if anyone's got any questions about channeling or questions about intuition, don't forget to pop your questions in. Chantel likes my top. Thank you. It's new. Do you like it? I actually bought it at David Jones the other day. Look. I like it too. Very good when you get older to wear soft, comfortable, loose things. You can't see all the rolls and the bulges. Hi, Karina. Lovely to have you on. And thank you, Karina. Karen's saying beautiful place. I live in the most gorgeous place. I forgot to move the diet soft drink packet on the box on the table. I live in the most beautiful place. I live on a golf course at Port Stephens. So when I open up these, I've got the blinds closed at the moment to stop the light from coming in, but out there is a golf course and a big lake, and there's kangaroos jumping everywhere, and it's the most beautiful spot. When people come here to have readings, they walk in and they go, wow, look how beautiful this is. It's very peaceful and calm, very much in nature, because I'm all about the goddess energy, being in the energy of goddess Gaia, Mother Nature, is also beautiful. Now, don't forget, you'll really help me out if you'll share this live video with any friends that you have. Hey, Lyndall, nice to see you there. Share the video with any of your friends. Share it on your home pages. Help me out by doing that. I can tell by most of your names that you've already liked my page. That's great. So I've got a couple of things before we start doing readings. So I've got a couple of things that I wanted to tell you today. I've started doing mentoring of anyone who wants to develop their psychic skills. So if you feel that you have those psychic skills and they are dormant, or you just want to upscale your intuition and your ability to be able to trust yourself and trust your own information when it comes through, or if you're interested in channeling, which is what I do, I'm now mentoring people to do that. So you can go onto my website and you can book a private session with me where we will talk about where you're at. So it doesn't matter where you're at, whether you're just starting or you've been doing it for a while. I am a clinical hypnotherapist. I don't do much of that anymore because I'm doing more of this psychic work, but I am a trained clinical hypnotherapist and a trained past life regression therapist. So I know all about getting into deep trance. And of course, when you're developing your psychic skills or your intuition or your channeling abilities, you want to be able to go into a trance. Now, some of you have trouble even meditating. And why is that an issue? Well, because all of the wisdom and higher knowledge that comes to us, whether it comes from our own higher self or whether it comes from another being that we have a connection with or a history with, or an ascended master, or we could say whether that comes from God, Goddess, all that is, any information that comes to us, they always call it the still, quiet voice within. And that's a tradition that it's always been called that. And so you have to be able to still the louder voice of your ego. So I like to explain it this way. It's not exactly like this, but it helps to explain it that you have an ego. So call your ego the left side of your brain. I'm turned around here, but I'm actually holding up my left hand. The left side of your brain, which is your conscious, rational, analytical brain hemisphere. And I like you to think of your ego sitting on your left shoulder. And then you have your right brain, which is your imagination, your creativity, your communication, and it's where your higher guidance connects to you in your right brain. And I like you to think of your right brain and your higher guidance as your authentic self. Think of it as your little angel sitting on your right shoulder. So you have your ego on one shoulder and your authentic self sitting on the other shoulder. And you've got to learn to discern the difference between your ego and your authentic self. Now, remember the ego, we call the ego the lower self. The ego always operates out of fear. It likes to not take risks and to maintain the status quo and to push people away. It's about withdrawing, isolating, staying safe. That's because that part of you is there to keep you safe as you live in third dimensional reality. But that part of you was only meant to be about 10% of your mind. And the other 90% is supposed to be you accessing the fuller version of you, your higher self, your soul, your greater being, your multidimensional self. And because we're reaching that time in history where we're all going through that shift in consciousness that we've been told about for at least I've known about it for 30 years. We were told we were going to go through a shift in consciousness and the age of Aquarius, where the veil was going to thin and we would be able to get more in touch with our greater self. Now remember, your greater self, your higher self, your soul is still you. You're actually inside your soul, inside your energy self. So it's not a separate part of you. You don't have to go to, do huge, weird stuff to get in touch with your central self, your real self. It's you. But it's just that we are focused in third dimensional reality, in objective reality. Our ego's always worried about what's outside here. And your authentic self, the path to your authentic self is through the heart. So that's the path to your intuition. That's how you get in touch with your intuition. So I'm just going to take a little break and see who's on. Carly, hello from Head and Greeter, beautiful. Ronette from Bundaberg. Hi, Ronette. Wow, Bundaberg rum. You can see I've got Bundaberg Diet Coke, Diet ginger beer rather, on the desk behind me. That's one of my favourite drinks. Anybody else like Bundaberg Diet ginger beer? It's one of my faves. Ruth says, I'm definitely one of those having troubles meditating. Yeah. So Ruth actually came to one of my meditation classes years ago when I was on the Gold Coast and I was having meditation classes, and she had trouble meditating then. Thanks for sharing, Ruth. I appreciate it. Because if you're feeling really agitated, or you're someone who's really anxious, or you're angry, or you have trouble sitting down and just stilling the body, you're going to have trouble meditating. So that's because you've got, all of your emotions are heightened. And what is one of the best things about meditation? Meditation is a practice, like practicing an exercise. It's like practicing using a muscle to quiet the body and the mind, still the thoughts, and focus within. So it does take practice, and some people are only able to do it for a few minutes when they first start. And so my advice would be to start there. If you haven't meditated, or you have trouble tuning into your own inner wisdom or intuition, then you need to start with just a few minutes of meditation. And there's lots of meditation apps that you can download. Brain Sync is one of them. Kelly Howell's meditation app has meditations on there. And I think I paid about $5 for that app. It has meditations on there of only 5 minutes, and then they get big at 10, 20, 30 minutes. It's really, really great. And you just learn to still yourself, to tune in. So meditation is important, but it's not the most important thing. There's lots of other ways that you can meditate or get in the zone. There's a thing called karma yoga, which is where you're actually working and meditating at the same time. So you could be doing the washing up and just be really focused on, washing up and the warm water and the bubbles and touching the plates. And that's a form of meditation. You might be exercising, and that's a form of meditation. Tara from Newcastle. Hey, Tara. Okay, so anybody got any questions about your intuition? Hang on, there's a message here from Alison's in England, and it's 1:50 a.m. in England. Please, can you see if a love relationship is coming for me in the new year? Okay, you're a spiritual healer. Lovely to hear from you, Alison. Okay, what I'm going to do now, Alison, and I'll just let everybody know that I'm actually a psychic and a channeler. So I do my best work when I'm one-on-one with you. It's always a little bit more difficult to do it this way when I haven't got you here with me and I'm not connecting fully to your energy. I'm connecting with a whole lot of energies here on Facebook, because I'm also clairsentient. So I'm an empath, and I feel into people's energy when they come to see me, and it's one of the ways that I read. But having said that, I still do lots of readings online for people. I do most of my work on Zoom, right? I'm sitting there and I can actually see you. So I don't use cards when I'm working one-on-one with people, when I'm doing, a proper reading with you. Personal reading, let's say, not proper. But when I'm on Facebook, I use cards because it just helps me focus. So Alison, I'm going to pull a card for you too. Alison says I'm psychic too. Beautiful. And that raises a really important issue. The reason that people have so much trouble trusting their intuition is because their emotions get in the way, your ego gets in the way, and your own desires get in the way. So when I want psychic guidance, of course, I get it from my guide, the goddess Ma. You'd be amazed how she guides me and the things that happen in my daily life where I go, wow, that just worked out amazingly. Thank you. I know that I'm being guided all the time because Mart is actually present with me all the time. So if she goes away somewhere and comes in, I can close my eyes and focus on her energy, and within a few seconds I can feel her vibration coming into the right side of my body. There she is now. And I know that I've got access to the Akashic records and to higher guidance when that happens. But she's actually around me all the time, so she guides me. But because it's not like a voice talking in my head, like she's not speaking to me in words, she's downloading information and then I have to interpret it. I have to put it in my own words. It's a little bit harder to trust when it's yourself. So many psychics like me will go to somebody else to get a reading or to get information about something that's, you know, really important. I have a lot of mentors all over the world, channeling mentors that I have regular sessions with. So, you know, I'm a counselor as well. One of the things that counselors and psychologists do is that they have to have supervision. So every 10 clients, a counselor has to go to their supervisor and discuss with their supervisor what's coming up for them, about their clients, what happened, seeking guidance. So it's exactly the same way when you're a psychic and a channeler. You still go to somewhere else to get mentored, to get that support that you need about your own shit. We've all got our own shit. I'm no different than you. I have my own shit. I'm probably just a few steps ahead of you on the ladder. So going back to Alison, this card was for you. Just going to flick back here to Alison. So I'm focusing on you. Alison's in England and it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning over there. And she wants to know if a love relationship is coming next year. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card and then I'm going to tune into it for you, Alison. So just give me a minute. Alison, it's the relationship card. Look, these are the beautiful cards. Tony Salerno, love cards. I love them. Here's your relationship card. Let me just tune in for it for you and just tell you what's coming through. Okay, so I'm being told there is a relationship coming through for you in the new year. You knew that, that's why you asked me, but you just wanted confirmation. So there's your confirmation. I'm going to say it's going to be a few months into the new year. It's someone coming in who is also spiritual. So he's on your wavelength and he has some spirit, which is always helpful, right? When you're spiritual and you do the kind of work I do, it's really hard to find a man who doesn't call bullshit on you. You know, lots of men in Australia in particular. Does anybody agree with me? Lots of men in Australia, you know, put it down. And so can't have people like that in my life challenging my work, and so I have to be really careful. So this guy, Alison, is on your wavelength. He's about your age, a little bit older. They're actually showing him to me, so I'm seeing him quite slim built. I think he's quite small in the body and he's wearing a suit. That's how they're showing him to me. So I'm going to say that he also probably works in your industry and does something like you do. So there you go. Good luck with that one. Let me know how that goes. Alison saying, I talk with my guides and angels and they are my support. Yeah, my guides and angels are my support too. But Goddess Mart's my main support. Okay, Trudy. I feel I've gone through such a life-changing and finally learnt to love myself. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm growing in my gifts. That's wonderful, darling. Glad to hear that. Helping others. Get a bit hazy. Any guidance on my love life would be great. I'm loving all your wisdom. Heaps. Thanks. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, so Trudy, just be open with me here, sweetie. Can you just tell me when you're asking about your love life, is it you don't have a relationship right now and that's what you're asking about? Or are you asking about someone in particular? Because there's that makes a bit of a difference. Okay. Julie, hi, Julie would love a card. Okay, so while Trudy answers, I'm going to pull a card for you, Julie. This is Julie Evans. This is a card for Julie Evans. So hang on, just give me a minute. I'm just going to give them a bit of a shuffle until I intuitively feel that your card's coming up. And, oh, Julie, you pulled the Miracles card. How nice is that? Miracles coming through for you. Let me tune into it and see what's happening. Yeah, I feel like you've been going through a bit of a tough time. Lots of us have been going through a tough time this year, but it feels like quite a lot of stress around you. But I feel a real opening up of that stress in the beginning of next year. In the next 2 or 3 months of the beginning of next year, you're going to feel the energy shift significantly and some really good things coming your way, and it'll be a surprise. Miracles are wonderful, and don't you love a surprise? So there you go, Julie. Okay. Yeah, Trudy says, yes, men in Australia are closed-minded about being psychic. Yeah, they are. That's right. Okay. Trudy says she's single. Okay, Trudy, I'm going to pull a card for you, and then I'll tune into your relationship issues for you. So just give me a minute to do this. It's great being on here with you guys. I'm really loving this. Every time I get on here, I really like it, and then I don't know why I don't do more of it. To be absolutely honest with you, I don't like being in front of the camera. I did an interview, someone interviewed me. So if anyone knows the YouTube channel Wisdom from North, Yannicka that runs Wisdom from North she's in Norway, and she interviewed me a couple of months ago. And then when the interview got posted, somebody wrote in the comments down the bottom, can you see that this woman is a reptile? She keeps blinking all the time. She's definitely reptilian. And I was like, Yana, can you please take that comment down? I'm blinking because I'm old. I can't see very well. And I get nervous when I'm on camera. There was some bloke, you know how many whack jobs there are on the internet. Oh, you have to be thick-skinned when you do this work, or somebody's always having a go at you for something. I don't usually let it trouble me, but I didn't want anyone to think I was a reptilian. Actually, I got told I did have some reptilian energy once by a channel that told me that I had 1% reptilian energy. Not all reptiles are bad. It's like not all aliens are bad. A little bit of reptilians, okay. Okay, this is for Trudy. And here we go, Trudy. Let's see what's coming up. Expectancy. Okay, also another good card. Hang on, let me just tune in from the relationship perspective for you, Trudy. Okay, so what I'm feeling is that this is an indication for you that you need to be positive, you need to be expectant. Remember, the universe matches your expectations by bringing you what you expect to have. If you expect to be let down, if you expect to be rejected, if you expect that everybody online dating is a dickhead, then that's what you're going to match up with. Okay, so it's very important that they're saying it's very important that you attune your energy so that you have all your ducks in a row. You have all your energy lined up in this really positive way, right? There is a guy out there for you. And remember, you only want one. There are lots of dickheads and jerks out there. There are many of them. But you're being asked to use your discernment, to stop being naive about people, but also don't be negative. Okay, and so that's a fine line to walk. Be positive, put your expectations out there, and you don't forget to take right action. I mean, third dimensional reality is an action-oriented universe. You actually have to do things to make things happen in third dimension. So you have to go on online dating. I know everybody hates it, but that's where everybody's meeting nowadays. They're meeting online. Now, let me tell you one of the good things about COVID. Probably the one, there have been a couple of good things about the COVID crisis, but one of the good things is this, that men in Australia particularly, I don't know so much about young men, but I know older men in Australia, were reticent about getting online and meeting online. You know, that first date, you know, when you've been online dating and you've been chatting to someone and they sound okay and you make arrangements for that first meeting. Women hate that shit. Because look, you've got to get all dolled up. You have to worry about your outfit. You worry about your hair. You fix your makeup. You know that they're going to be looking at you. You're sucking your stomach in. Then you've got to get to somewhere, find a park, go into a bar or a cafe or whatever, wait for the guy to show up. It's highly stressful. Honestly, I've done it a million times. I hate it with a passion. So what's good about what happened with COVID is that everyone's getting online and having their first meetup. So, you know, you can organize there's even a little camera in the corner of Tinder, the Tinder app now, there's a little camera there. So you can actually have your first meeting on video chat. And it's a really good way to see whether they're a weirdo, whether there's any chemistry, whether you like them, whether they can actually hold a conversation with you. You know, there's so much you can tell about a person by doing that. Now, it's not scary, right? Because say you got online with somebody and they showed you their dick or something. All you did is press a button and they're gone. And you're still at home in your own lounge room having a glass of wine, having a good laugh about it. So it's not scary. Everyone's doing it now, and it saves that whole build up of the, oh my God, the first date, the first meeting thing, so stressful. And then, of course, you know, the worst thing is that you get there and you look at them and you go, nope. And then you've got to sit there and talk to them for half an hour before you can escape. Otherwise, you're rude. So it's a numbers game. Get out there, online dating. Be vicious in the getting rid of the ones that you don't want. Remember that men swipe right 60% of the time. Women swipe right 4% of the time. That's not because we're choosy. It's a biological thing. It's a biological mating urge that we are choosy about who we're going to blend our DNA and our genes with, right? And women are a lot more intuitive. We're a lot more in tune to our inner goddess. And that's why we're more choosy. So get out there and do it, Trudy. Go for it. Hi, Alison. So she's already met the guy I was describing. That's beautiful. I'm really pleased for you, honey. Couldn't be more thrilled. Okay, Trudy's saying she's been in contact with a guy for 1.5 years, but not sure whether to let him go or move forward. I need to do a personal reading for you to tell you that. And you need to show me his photo. That's what I do when I'm doing relationship readings. I tune into his photo and I can tell you whether you're wasting your time or not, or whether to continue with it. So book a personal reading, half an hour will do. It's like $80. Hi, Georgina. Lovely to see you. Wendy says you're naturally in front of the camera. Oh, thank you so much. I have practiced a bit over the years. You know, I've been doing this gig for quite a few years now, so I'm trying to get more comfortable with it. What's the point of having a gift like I have? You know, I'm channeling the goddess Ma. That's huge. I think that's huge. What's the point of having a gift if nobody knows you've got it? So you sort of have this responsibility to get yourself out there and let people know that you're here so that you can help them. I mean, it's all about giving guidance and helping people make better choices in their life and be in control of their emotions. And, you know, Goddess Mart's big message is always about awakening the wisdom of your own inner goddess. You are all beautiful goddesses. Don't forget that. You're all beautiful goddesses. Whatever I am doing, you can do too. You all have the power to do that. The only reason that I'm here is because I've had other lifetimes in Egypt with Mart. I've had lifetimes where I was a priestess in the temples studying under Mart, and Mart was the one who gave the Egyptian people the 42 laws of Mart, which predate the 10 Commandments, and told people how to live their lives in peace and harmony and be good custodians of the planet. So I had lifetimes where I was with Mart doing that, and so that's why I connected with her in this lifetime. So imagine all the other lifetimes you've had, and all the lifetimes you've had skills and abilities, and you've been healers and you've been psychics, and I'm going all tingly now. That means Mart really agrees with me. You've done all sorts of amazing things. You know, little children who come onto the planet and immediately, you know, they start playing the piano and they're only 5 years old. That's because they've done it before. So you've got a whole bunch of skills and abilities that you probably don't even know that are dormant inside you that you can access. And you can all, because of the thinning of the veil during the shift in consciousness, you can all access your own inner goddess. Remember, women are the conduit through which source energy, the God goddess energy, enters the family. You're the one who's supposed to guide your family. You're the one connected through your heart chakra with love to divine energy, and you bring through the wisdom of the goddess. That's your job. Trudy says she's been online dating for years. Yeah, I know, darling. Haven't we all? But remember, the other thing about that, Trudy, is, and this is for everyone else too, if you're single right now, or if you've been single, it's because you were meant to be single. Just because we in third dimensional reality always want to be in a relationship, right? Because let's face it, third dimensional reality is set up for couples, like Noah's Ark, 2 by 2. It's hard to go on holidays on your own. It's hard to go and sit in a restaurant on your own. There's lots of things that we can't do on our own. So having a relationship does make some things a lot easier, but hey, look around you. It also makes things a lot harder, right? I know a lot of people who are in relationships and I wouldn't spend 5 seconds with their partner and they're miserable. And I look at them and I think, who could you be if you didn't be with that person who was controlling you, or you were having to live his life rather than living your own? And I'm the poster child for that. I was in a relationship and I broke up with him. And when I had broken up with him, I went and first started my journey to becoming a life coach. So I learned to be a life coach, and that was what started me on this path that I'm on now. And then I got back together with him. And when I got back together with him, he said to me, I think it's really good that you did that when we were broken up, because I wouldn't have let you do that had we been together. He wouldn't have let me. He was really controlling. And he ended up committing suicide. He was very mentally not well. But he was the love of my life and one of my soulmates. But he wouldn't have let me. So, men control women. We play in third dimensional reality, we play this power game, and men control women in lots of different ways. So sometimes you have to feel grateful for those times you were on your own. If you're on your own and single, you are meant to be, because, your divine guidance is guiding you all the time. And if you're meant to be with someone, they'll come into your life as long as you take the right steps and know that you deserve love. So there are some reasons why sometimes we need healing, or we sometimes need our beliefs to be changed in order for us to prepare us to have a relationship. That's certainly true. And if you think that's you, then book a personal reading with me and let's talk about that more deeply. Okay, hang on, I've got to wet my whistle. Do you like my cup? This is my goddess guide, my Mart cup. This is Mart. I had that drawn for me by an artist, and it says empower your inner goddess. And it's got lipstick all over it. Okay, Monique, I'm in so much pain and I've seen so many doctors and had so many tests. They can't find anything wrong, but I'm so much pain and it is affecting my life. Oh, Monique, my heart goes out to you, my darling. I'm going to send you a little healing in a minute, but I can't answer any questions about your health because I'm not a doctor, and it is against the law to give medical guidance or information or diagnosis. So I could get into a lot of trouble, and I don't do that. I'm very clear in my integrity about what I can do and what I can't do. So I don't give health guidance, but I'm going to send you a healing. Now, this will go for everybody. We're going to just take a couple of minutes. This will be for everybody who's on here and watching this right now. Just sit quietly, close your eyes, and open up your crown chakra. And I'm going to get Goddess Mart to send a little healing energy to all of you, and particularly to Monique. All right. Oh, so just take a moment. Just take a moment. We're going to just take a moment to share our energy. Imagine that you're sitting in a circle of beautiful goddesses. That's all of us here and everybody who's on the screen with us now. And I want you to imagine that you're holding hands in a circle. A circle of women, a circle of goddesses is the most powerful energy there is, all the way back to pagan times and long before. Women have danced in circles around the firelight, combining their energy, transmuting, transforming, healing. So Mart's just coming through now. I'm just going to go quiet for a minute while we just send this energy to you, to Monique. Monique, just make sure you're focusing on your crown chakra. Sending Monique healing energy to relieve her pain. Monique, calling on your own higher guidance, your own higher self and soul. That goes for everybody in our circle today. Just imagine the beautiful golden, white, divine energy of love and light flowing through the top of your crown chakra, filling your body, seeking out and finding all of the spaces inside of darkness, places that could be healed. Just imagine breathing all that darkness out, releasing all negative energy, negative thoughts, negative thought forms, all illness and dis-ease through all time, space, dimensions, and all lifetimes. Just letting go. Now you can do this for yourself. We all heal our own bodies. Even a pill from the doctor can only heal you if you believe in it. You're stronger than you think, more powerful than you think. And you're all capable of healing yourselves. That's what we do. Oh, that felt good. Okay, Tessa, Colette Scott. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Colin. You already asked me that question, Colin, so I'm not going to answer it again. But if you keep asking the same question over and over again, you're only shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. Monique says she doesn't want a relationship. Oh, you don't have to have one. If you don't want a relationship, you don't have to have one. I don't want a relationship either. I wouldn't mind someone to visit occasionally, but I don't want anybody parking their ass on my couch 24/7. Okay, Meadow Mason. I'm going to pull a card for you, Meadow. Let's choose a different set of cards. How about these? These look nice. And has anybody else got lots of cards? How many sets of cards have you all got? I've got 7 sets of cards. And I just ordered another new set the other day. I just like them. And I use different cards for different things. So I always like a new set of cards. Let's pull this through. This is for Meadow. Pulling a card for Meadow. Let's see what it says, Meadow. Blessing in disguise. Beautiful. Okay, it's a beautiful card. So there's a blessing coming for you, Meadow. It might not initially at first look like a blessing, but remember, sometimes challenges arise in our life and we think, damn, something's not going right, but it leads to something going right after that. It leads to something better. You know, there's an old Chinese proverb about a story about that. I can't remember it right now, but not everything that seems to be going wrong or seems to be a challenge is. Sometimes we need a catalyst to transform our energy. So this blessing in disguise is going to look like a catalyst or challenge, but it's going to show you a new way of being and seeing the world that is going to be a blessing in disguise. So that's for you, Meadow. So good luck with that one, sweetie. Okay, Monique says thank you. Oh, there's another Monique. Monique Bingham. Okay, we've got 2 Moniques. Monique Davenport and Monique Bingham. Okay, I'm going to do Monique Bingham. Just letting Goddess Mart guide me to answer questions. So if you don't get your question answered today, don't be worried. I can't answer everybody's questions. Don't forget, I'm doing readings by donation at the moment. So that's a kind of Christmas special thing. You can go over to my website, reea.com.au, and book a reading by donation. Again, I don't do every reading on there either. Oh, there's a card fell out. That one's yours, Monique. This is Monique Bingham. Ah, Monique. It's the meditation card. Okay, so what I'm feeling about this, Monique, is that you need to quiet your energy and go within, and a message will be especially given to you. It's actually from someone in your family that has transitioned or crossed over, that is trying to get through to you with a message. So I'm not sure who that is because I'm not a medium. I don't talk to dead people. But it is definitely someone that's crossed over, that's trying to get through to you. So a little bit of meditation for you, Monique Bingham. Okay. Wow. So, you can, if you want to book a reading with me, you can book it on my page. You can book it on my Facebook page. Don't forget to have a look at my YouTube channel, Real Life Mastery. I've got heaps of videos over there that you can have a look on a wide range of topics, where I've done channeling and lots of stuff about narcissists, which is one of my things, and I am very interested in narcissistic abuse and helping survivors of narcissistic abuse with my skills and abilities. I've had lots of narcissistic relationships myself. Anyone else? We got anyone on here who's had narcissistic relationships? Hang on, I'm going to cough. My phone's going Burko and I don't even know where it is. Anyone on here had narcissistic relationships? So I do a lot of that stuff. I'm going to have to grab my phone and stop somebody. Getting 50 messages from somebody. So I'm interested in people that have been in narcissistic relationships and have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. No one's talking to me at the moment, so not sure if anyone's there. Is anyone there? Give me a thumbs up or a quick comment and let me know that you're still there. Maybe something happened in the video stall. That happens too. So I'm interested in complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which is what happens to you when you've had when you've been in a narcissistic relationship. Tessa's there. Thank you, Tessa. Terrific. Tessa, would you like me to pull a card for you? So what was I saying? You can book a reading if you go to my website, reea.com.au. Wendy's there too. Hi, Wendy. Okay, let me know if you guys want me to pull a card for you or you have a question. Oh, Monique says I was in a narcissistic relationship. Yep, me too, honey bun. More than one, I'm afraid to say. I had many. I've actually outlived 3 of my partners. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm 64 years of age, and I've been in love 5 times in this lifetime, and 3 of them have transitioned and gone to heaven. So they didn't last long. That's because they were not very well mentally, and so they checked out. One had bipolar disorder. He was a narcissist. One of them, my first husband, was a narcissist, and he had narcissistic personality disorder and was an alcoholic, and he drank himself to death by the time he was 49. And another one of my lovely partners was a Vietnam vet, but he was also a narcissist. He was a nice narcissist, though. He wasn't a nasty narcissist. But he drank himself to death in his early 60s. So there you go. Monique Davenport, this card is for you, my darling. Okay, Ruth's still here. Hey, Ruth, thank you. Okay, this card's for Monique. Let me bring through a card for Monique. Oh, Monique, this is the fear card. Funny that came up as we were talking about narcissism. Let me just tune into it and see what this means for you, honey. Okay, so what they're just trying to tell you is that there are a few little niggly bits in there, negative beliefs about men that you've hung on to because of your narcissistic relationship. Was it you that said that you didn't want to have a relationship? That's probably why. So you've formed some really negative beliefs about men. I don't blame you at all. I have lots of negative beliefs about men too. I try to keep them in balance, though. I know there are really nice men out there, but there's a little bit of fear inside you, and it's never good to hang on to fear. Part of our job in our awakening is to let go of our fear and allow ourselves to be the best version of ourselves we can be as we ascend and awaken. And what's happening is that our higher self is blending with our physical third dimensional body. That's what awakening is. And so you're going to want to let go of some of those fears and negative beliefs for yourself. Whether you want to have a relationship or not, doesn't matter. Let go of those beliefs for yourself. Okay. Wendy Murphy would like a card. Okay, Wendy, pulling a card for you. Oh, I'm going to use these other cards for you. Okay, so these are the Voyager tarot cards. You can see how much I've used them because they've got fat. They've kind of swelled up because I've had them for years, which makes them a bit harder to shuffle. But they're kind of like a modern version of the tarot card. But they're really good for getting to all sorts of tricky stuff. So this one's for Wendy Murphy. Now, don't forget, if you haven't already liked my page, Reea Mystic Psychotherapist, please do so. Why don't you go over, if you're on Instagram, find me on Instagram. On Instagram, it's Reea Inspired Wisdom. I love to connect with you on Instagram. Okay, Wendy, this is for you. This card is about regeneration. Okay, so this card is about renewal and regeneration. Let me just tune into that a little bit for you. It's very important, I'm being told, that you do everything you can to regenerate your energy. So that means let going of all negative thoughts and emotions. It would be a good idea for you to do a bit of a detox. So make it a kind of physical and emotional detox. Get rid of people in your life that are dragging you down. Clean out your wardrobe and chuck out all your old clothes. Go on a bit of a fresh, healthy fruit and vegetables, juicy detox for a few days. Your energy just really needs a big shake up at the moment. So get into some regeneration, detoxing in every area of your life. And it'll certainly bring through a huge change for you. So that's for Wendy. Tessa says she was in a narcissistic relationship and got out fast. Smart girl. Boy, you're smart. I got out, but I went back quite a few times. We do that, don't we? But there's no way that I get into a narcissistic relationship now. I've got like a narcissistic radar. The minute they come near me, it goes, meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, out of there. So fast. So fast indeed. Okay, Colin would like a card. This card's for you, Colin. I'm going to draw the love cards for you because I know you're having relationship issues. Let me just draw a love card for Colin, see what's coming up here for you. Okay, this one's for you. Golden memories. Golden memories, Colin. Let me just tune in and see what it means for you. Okay, it's asking you to make sure that you learn from your life experience. There's an aspect of you that is sometimes naive and innocent, and you're a little bit in denial sometimes. Aren't we all? We're good at that, we're humans. Little bit in denial, and you're not learning from your golden memories, your past experiences to the extent that you could be. And therefore, to some extent, you're making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Now, there's no judgment from spirit if you're doing that, and that's what you're doing. There's no judgment from spirit. Remember, we're eternal immortal beings. We die in this life, and if we haven't learned all the lessons that we came here to learn in this life, we'll just incarnate into another life and do it all over again. And sometimes your soul has more than one incarnation on the planet in one time frame. So there could be 2 or 3 yous, whoever you are out there, walking around the planet at this time. So, but what your soul wants for you is transformation and learning and evolution of consciousness, Colin. Don't forget that. So when you're making the same mistake over and over again, that can be tricky. Sometimes we look like we're making the same mistake over and over again, but we're actually learning different aspects of something that's really deep and profound, like love and relationship. That's as deep and profound as it gets. But with you, Colin, what I'm being told is you're actually making the same mistake and you know that you are. And so you need to think about that. Okay, beautiful. Wendy says, thank you. She's been listening to health podcasts lately about healthy eating. Well, that's because your higher self and your own guides have been trying to get through to you, and then they gave the message to me so that we could all get through to you. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for Ruth. This card's for you, Ruth. Oh no, I'm going to use these cards because I know you've got a question about your relationship, Nathan, and I want to go in a little bit. Oops, there's the card. Fell out. Ace of Cups, ecstasy. Not a bad card, Ruth, but let me tell you what it means for you. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, Ruth, okay, this may be hard to hear, darling, but what they're telling me is that you got a bit of memory loss when it comes to your relationship, and you're doing that thing that we often do in relationships. When we're out of a relationship, we only remember the good bits and we forget the bad bits. And so your higher guidance, your guides are protecting you right now. You've forgotten all of the bad bits about being in relationship with this man, and you need to, and you're a little bit in denial in that way, and you need to have a much clearer view of the relationship. So you need to write down a list of all the pros and the cons of this relationship. I want you to write down every shitty thing he's ever done to you, every time he's let you down, every time he's hurt you or disappointed you. You need to make a list of it, and that will bring you back to a focus of reality and get you grounded again, get your feet back on the ground. Okay, well, this has been a lot of fun, guys. We've had a lot of fun here today. Don't forget, head over and like my page, Reea Psychic Mystic Psychotherapist, whatever it's called. Go onto my Instagram, Reea Inspired Wisdom. And readings by donation on my website, reea.com.au. If you're into psychic development and mentoring, I'm also doing that. If you want to book an appointment for me, all of the appointments are made on my website at reea.com.au, and I'd love to meet you personally in a much closer way than this was. It's been absolute fun. I've really enjoyed it. Have a lovely weekend, and I want to give you many blessings and lots of love and blessings, light and love from Goddess Mart and from me.